Good morning from JB's Brick Shack and Julia Carroll. Today is Sunday, January 25th, 2026. It's day 2 of kind of a whole foods diet. It is about almost 12 o'clock and I have been pretty much fasting continuously since about 5:30 last night. So I don't know, I'm not a math person. That's 17 hours, something like that. I'm about to break my fast. I'm going to make some lunch, but I thought I would do this and walk a little bit. Although I have right now 4,600 steps. I did a bunch of walking this morning that I'm really pleased with. When I got up at about 6 o'clock this morning so I could go to church at 8, I was fasted, did my electrolytes, did not have coffee. But I decided to walk about 1,000 steps in the morning because I had seen a YouTube video where the recommendation was kind of walk a little bit in the morning, not vigorously, but just walk because you want to burn the glucose that your body naturally produces and the cortisol first thing in the morning that happens anyway. That's just what the body does to get you up. So not eat right away, but just walk a little bit. So that's what I did, 1,000 steps, very leisurely, kind of this pace, not really out of breath, just sort of walking around my living room like I'm doing exactly right now, just 1,000 steps. And it was very comfortable. So it went fine. So I haven't eaten yet. The only thing I had was I did have some coffee with some creamer at about 8 o'clock. So, and I decided to take my ketones and my glucose right now, just about in the last 5 minutes. I took it and my glucose was 72. My ketones were 2.1. So I'm clearly fat adapted and burning ketones, which is good. My glucose is very low. So I feel good. I am a little hungry right now, which is to be expected. It's been 17 hours since I ate anything. So I have some leftover rotisserie chicken. I have a leftover little bit of chuck roast steak, very thin, small amount. I'll have that. 3/4 of a cup of Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to put a little chicken bone broth in the Brussels sprouts. Hopefully it'll taste a little better. Then I think I might use my cottage cheese with a little bit of raspberries, or I'll just have the raspberries by themselves. I haven't decided yet. Oh, and I was going to do half an avocado for fat. And I am going to put the Brussels sprouts in a little bit of butter. I have a little bacon grease, maybe that, I don't know. Maybe just butter, maybe olive oil, I'm not sure yet. I just want to try and make them taste a little better. Because while Brussels sprouts don't seem to affect me from a carb standpoint, they're okay. They're not my favorite thing in the world to eat. So I need to make them taste a little better, a little more to my liking. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to start doing some biblical fasting, live a fasted lifestyle, which is sort of, kind of really talk to Jesus about what he wants for my life. How does he want this program to work? Because I don't want this to be a diet where then, I'll be able to get off it and everything will be great and I'm back to eating sugar. And I've done that before. Been there, done that multiple times. It does not work for me. So my fasted lifestyle might be the unfortunate truth of processed foods, especially sugars. It just is not going to work for me. Forgive me, I've got something in my throat. A little bit of a tickle. I don't even think I have any water handy. I might. Let me see if I do. Oh, I do. I didn't know I did. I'm gonna have to get my hair cut. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm home most days. I work from home, so I don't go out, but mostly on the weekends. So I'm kind of like, why spend the money? I should. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm doing some fasting that way, actual biblical fasting, where I want to break through kind of my compulsions to eat, break through where I'm not back in this fix 6 months to a year from now. After church, I went to the rest home where my father lives. My brother and I went there to visit him and kind of talk to each other. And that's one of the things that he said is you need to start thinking about 6 months, 8 months from now when you're down 70, 80 pounds. What are you going to do so you don't get back in this fix? Because I was down 70 or 80 pounds 2 years ago. And here I am back up again. So he suggested I find some sort of physical activity I can do that would necessitate staying in shape, staying away from processed foods. And I'm toying with what that physical activity could be that I enjoy, that I would want to do, that would inspire me, that when I think about wanting to eat processed foods, the cakes, the pies, the ice cream, that I'm suddenly, no, I'm doing this thing next week, so I need to stay in shape. I don't want the inflammation. I don't want the knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, ankle pain, hip pain to stop me. And I thought about, I used to, years ago, do 5Ks where I would sign up for them and I'd do the 5Ks. I have not done that in years. I literally would not have the physical ability right now to do a 5K. But he said, maybe you ought to think about doing that again. Or joining a walking club. Sacramento, there's a walking sticks club that's for hiking. I know I need to get in a little better shape for hiking. I don't think I have it in me to do any significant hiking. I might be able to walk a normal street, but hiking, be up and down, not sure I'm quite up for that. But 6 months from now it might be something different, but maybe start booking 5Ks where I just do them on Saturdays, maybe one or Sunday or something, as a way to just continue needing to be physical, where I have a reason not to overindulge beyond just wanting to please Jesus, because I can want to please Jesus till the cows come home, and it doesn't seem to be always enough to say no to temptation. So that's what some of the fasting will be about, is to break the compulsion to constantly eat, which I'm feeling good. Not eating a lot of carbs does help that. But it is a deep-seated compulsion that I have indulged in for most of my adult life. 35, 36 years now, if not longer, that I have been doing this. So I'm really going to have to pray and face this demonic attack so it doesn't continue to enslave me year after year, so I can actually have victory over this, because I suspect this is what Jesus has called me to do. My ministry is learn how to eat, exercise, and have a healthy body, where maybe someday you're teaching other women, men, anybody, to do it through prayer, fasting, learning about nutrition, not always just listening to somebody else, but learning how to read labels, learning, what the hormones in your body are and what they do and why they do it. Maybe even how to hack your body, that if you do want carbs, well, is there a better time of day for your physiology to eat carbs than another time? Like I had said, when I was watching on YouTube, I heard somebody say, if you eat carbs in the morning, you're kind of adding sugar on top of sugar, because your body already produces glucose to get out of bed. and cortisol to get you going for the day. So if you load up on a bunch of sugary stuff in the morning, lots of carbs in the morning, you're kind of adding sugar on top of sugar. Maybe your morning, you don't have carbs. Or if you do, it's literally vegetables, a small amount of vegetables, but you don't have the pies, you don't have the pastries, the donuts, the bagels, the cereal, and you do more of protein and fat. And if you want to eat the carbs, maybe that's better to eat them at lunch. Maybe that's where you have a little bread if you want a sandwich. You do it at lunchtime. So you can burn that glucose during the day, and it might be best not to eat the carbs an hour before you go to bed. I used to eat carbs a lot sitting in front of the TV after dinner, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm going to bed at 9 or 10, and I'm chowing down on, a pint or two of Ben & Jerry's ice cream or Baskin & Robbins. That's not the best time to have a Ben & Jerry's. Now, I don't think I can go back to ever eating Ben & Jerry's, but for somebody like my brother who doesn't really have a problem, maybe if he just swapped out not eating his ice cream, 8 o'clock at night and ate it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that'd be better. I don't know. But like I said, all of this recording, living is kind of about what does food do to me? How does my physiology handle, food? Do I need more protein or fat? Do I need more? I don't know. This is the whole point. What does food do to me and my physiology? I have heard repeatedly, creamer breaks your fast. Well, maybe it does, but here I am, 12 o'clock, and my blood sugar was 72, so I don't really think it really broke much of it. If it did, something tells me autophagy didn't say, there's a tablespoon of half and half. We must stop all autophagy. She has broken the rules. And body, stop all the good things. You must shut down. She had a little bit of cream. Something tells me my body's not doing that. I don't think it's that rigorous. And if you're being that rigorous, maybe not the entirety of your life. A tablespoon of half and half in your coffee. I don't think it's going to kill anything. I don't think it's going to kill autophagy. I don't think it's going to kill your ability to regulate your glucose. If you're genuinely keeping up and you're doing a little bit of walking, if you're doing this, I just think, let's be blunt. Let's not become legalistic about this. It's a tool to help you. Clearly, a tablespoon of half and half in my coffee at 8 o'clock did not seem to adversely affect me if my glucose at 12, after not eating, other than that little bit, is 72. And my ketones were 2.1. I don't think it was that horrific. My take, figure out what food does to you. Figure out a diet that works for you, that you can do long term. And if you're somebody that can eat carbs, add sugar in there at times, dark chocolate, whatever, eat it. If you like vegetables, eat them. If you like fruit, eat them. But maybe figure out, maybe there are some fruits better for you than others. Maybe there are some vegetables better for you than others. Figure out what those are. Eat those. And go from there. That's my take, my opinion. This is Julia Carroll from JB's Brick Shack signing off. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.